I want to get right back into the action. That was a lot of fun. It was a short, sweet, chaotic game. Love this. This is some good stuff. But at least this is a moment to unwind a little bit, get a snack, get a drink. And for this, we are going to be playing Who's That Player Twitter edition. So for this, instead of facts out the players or something, we went and looked at their Twitters instead, see what they're presenting to the world. And then I am going to show you to the tweet and have you guess on who it is. And we can laugh, funny, haha at their tweets. Understandable? All good?
Easy enough.
Yeah,
I'm in.
it's gonna be, this is gonna be a fun game.
I will say this is always fun, and there's a couple tweets that were really good that was like, all right, for time wise, we can't fit it in, but this is just a reminder to everyone to make sure you're following your academy and your amateur players. And for the few academy and amateur players who I instantly had to close out of the Twitter because they've posted twice since they've had their Twitter account, that is a very specific mention to a person on Immortals, by the way.
Wow.
Tweet a little bit more, all right? Let people know about you and your life. All right, well, we'll go to our very first tweet for this one. To prepare for OQs, another tier list. And I gotta say, I haven't tried before. There's bacon ice cream.
Yeah, I don't... Huh.
Mint
Also,
chocolate chip in C tier?
Yeah, like, I just...
Coffee
Like, I don't know who
C
this
tier?
is, but I kind of want to flame it a little bit. I will say cookie dough is definitely S tier.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Uh,
I have questions, though.
give me Clyde. This is Clyde.
Really? You think
There's
it's Clyde?
way too much chocolate in the S and A tier. I will say that.
I appreciate the chocolate, but, I'm going with Clyde.
All right, Byra.
Ooh. I kind of feel like it's Evan.
All right, it is in fact, drum roll. It is Evan R.
Oh,
Which Evan,
let's go.
Try some coffee ice cream again. Coffee iced cream. This goes to everyone. Is like S+ tier of ice cream. It is perfection. Even if you don't like coffee, I beg you, it is the best type of ice cream.
I'm a big fan of the green tea he said he didn't try either. Like, honestly, that's a very underrated one.
Cubby seems surprised. You drink a lot of coffee. How have you not had coffee ice cream?
I like to separate my liquids from my solids, Gotta
I mean, it'll turn into a liquid
keep 'em
after
different.
if you wait long enough, Cubby. Like, you can make like a float out of it.
I think this is like my 9th coffee in the last 24 hours. It's been good times.
Well, you've been on LCK hours, man. It is what it is.
Yeah, 4 best of 3s in 24 hours. I'm here for it.
Cubby's gonna pass out after the broadcast. All right, on to our next tweet with Pyra up 1 in our little Who's That Player series. For this one, favorite part of late night solo queue is when your team spam pings to invade, and coincidentally, it's always into a 5-man push stack. And of course, I had to include the timestamp for this, the 2:30 a.m.
no.
tweet.
That was this morning.
I feel like I pressed like on this, but I don't remember who it was.
Oh gosh. And it's a player in this series.
Yep.
Oh gosh. You know what? I'm up 1. I can afford to int just a little bit. That's always how it works, right? I'm gonna say Chad.
Joey.
All right, little mini drum roll. Do. It is neither of those two individuals. It was short race.
All Ryan.
Let's try.
All right.
This
Well,
is
I do
the-
appreciate the late night solo queue.
He
grind.
probably would approve of the 5-man bush stack. Maybe we see the next game. Who knows?
Oh god, please no. All right.
Please, yes.
Moving on into our next tweet. This one, okay, it seems like a little bit of a hot take. Have you ever tried pickle pizza? It's kind of weirdly gross, but it's really good for the 2 bites before it becomes overbearing. I like this combination though. I respect this.
I don't know how to feel about this.
What?
Yeah,
Maybe it's because I ate a salad for lunch, but this picture makes me really hungry.
I mean,
right about
like
now.
the sliced
This looks
pickles I could see,
amazing.
but no, they're just full on like mini dills. I'm not sure about this one. I feel like I question the judgment of whoever took this photo and sent this tweet. And I'm trying to think who that applies to the most in this one.
I can't stay unbiased casting this next game, knowing that someone likes pickles and pizza, guys. I don't know how I'm supposed to do my job now.
Don't knock it until you try it.
You know what? I think there was a lot of unwise decisions being made by hybrids that game, so I'm gonna say this was another one.
This feels like a total college move. That's that looks like a college. If I would have eaten that in college, I probably would have taken like a photo and sent it to friends like, yo, look how sick my dinner is right now. So I feel like that's a good call. We'll go with Savage though, as that is the Savage combo. Pickles and pizza. Ooh.
Oh, right. It is neither. Instead, it is our food connoisseur, Arrow.
Wait, how did...
What?
Oh, okay. No, I totally was trolling. I can't believe... Like, because Arrow does weird food stuff all the time.
You are an LCK champion, and you eat pickles plus pizza?
That's the diet, I guess,
What?
you know? That's the pro diet.
That's the difference. That's the difference. That's why nobody here is an LCK pro. It is specifically only because of that and absolutely nothing else.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, so far in the game, Pyra has won one correct prediction. Other than that, it has been lights out. So for our next one, it is short and simple and a little bit of the wrong game. Anyone want to teach me Valorant?
All right, so this has got to be somebody who's retiring, so I think it's probably Clyde.
Oh god. I was gonna say this has got to be someone that might be down bad. So, Valorant? Who's a Pew Pew fan? Who likes the shooters? You know what?
Yeah.
I'll go with Vital. I feel like shooters are a real top lane mentality. You know, 1v1s, like you're gonna peek and check things that you shouldn't. I feel like those are skills that might make a good top laner. So we'll go with Vital.
All right,
That's
well,
fair.
I'm about to give you two a hint to any other time we run this segment and Immortals might be involved. They will literally never be from Vital because Vital doesn't tweet. So...
Oh, Vital. Wait, so that's Vital's one you called out. Okay.
But
So,
Vital Love in the chat is always spamming.
There's a lot of Vital Love and Vital Hype in the chat, but just not over on Twitter.com. So it is not Vital. And who did you say, Pyra?
I said it was Clyde, but I'm honestly taking a shot in the dark on that one.
Also not. This one was Savage.
Oh, okay. All right.
So...
Whew.
I mean, he was definitely trying to click heads with his ultimate today, but maybe we'll see if he gets more of them this next game.
I missed the Savage one. Savage, I'm sorry for thinking that you could eat pickles plus pizza. I did not mean it. I do not mean any harm towards you. Valorant's cool. Good for you. I'm sorry I guessed wrong.
All right, this last one I will say, because it is a tweet that it's kind of flagged in my mind as something we might have talked about in the chat. So Cubby, you're not allowed to guess first. You have to let Pyre get the first guess on this one. But this is very relatable into this series. What does spinning feel like? Anyone know?
Oh my gosh. Wow. All right. Yeah. So yeah, definitely throw me off the deep end for this one. God.
I got it.
I want to go back to Chad because I
Yep.
feel like it's the type of tongue-in-cheek stuff that he would say.
Yep, rip Chad. But
Yeah.
hey, he knows now.
Yeah.
This
Again.
is not Chad.
Oh. All right.
Pretty?
Cubby.
All right.
Joey?
Tiring and shame.
Is it me?
Boo.
Did I?
This
I gotta know now. Maybe I did. Yeah. I
No,
don't know.
this was pretty. This was pretty. I thought that we
Oh.
ran this on Academy, but I felt that this would be a really good end to this segment because congratulations, Pretty. Now you and the rest of Immortals do know what it feels like to take a win. What was that end kill count? 33 kills in
Yeah.
30 minutes.
That's
Well,
it was illegal.
So
Yeah, but when Pretty gets Tilia, they do win.
it was a chaotic game for sure, and I think if I heard correctly that we are ready to hop back into the second one, anywhere near as great as our first game, and it should be a lot of fun. Let's see if DK Crew can bounce back or if it's Immortals going to take the 2-0 and get their spot in the double elimination bracket. I'll catch you two later.
Thank you very much, Sierra. Oh my goodness. Well, we'll have to see if DK Crew fares a little better than us in guessing tweets, Cubby, in game 2.
Yeah, and you know, I gotta say for DK Crew, this is a team, a lot of collegiate representation. They were going hard that game. I appreciate the Pantheon Syndra. I actually feel like that's a good read on 12-14. I think we're going to see a lot more of those champs coming up. Just weren't able to make it work out and make it connect. So hopefully for DK Crew, if they end up going for something as aggressive this next game, we can see them get that early lead they need with that comp.
Yeah, I really think the strategy was solid coming from them, and I think they recognized what they needed to do to not fall behind, to not get outscaled. It was just coming down to execution and honestly just getting caught in a number of situations and doubling down, right? Like, I think DK Crew is a squad that has kind of proved that, like, if it is a 50-50, they will full send. And if you're going to do that, you just need to make sure everyone goes in at the same time, or at least, like, has better angles, because some of those fights around the Dragon looked really, really good, but later on when they started falling behind, they just started getting picked off, and that's when everything fell apart.
Yeah, when you fall behind as Pantheon, you kind of become a meat shield, so that's unfortunate. I'm hoping that for DK Crew this next game, we can still see some of that aggression, because I think that making games messy as an amateur team and relying on your hands and experience can sometimes be give yourself a better chance than fighting academy teams when it comes to macro. They have a lot of resources, play high-level scrims, have access to LCS scrims too. You can usually figure out what decisions are right to make and when, given comps, but hey, sometimes if you see the fight and the enemy team doesn't, that's how you can win as an amateur team. So I don't mind DK Crew trying to play really aggressive, get themselves early lead and snowball from there, and we'll see if they end up going with that strategy for this next game or if they do something different.
All right, well, I'm hearing Champ Select is up, so let's get on into it here. Immortals Progressive Academy up themselves one game. And of course, if they can close this one out, they earn their spot into the main event. But DK Crew, they're not done just yet. We aren't going to even be swapping sides here, Cubby. We're keeping it all samesies, including ban number 1. No Vi for shorter race yet again.
We'll see what the swap ends up being here for DK Crew, as I think the Pantheon Syndra, again, it's an idea that I think we'll see some more of in the meta. I think it's a really good way to set up around mid. I just don't want to see them give over Talia. I feel like giving pretty Talia is a mistake. You tried it one game, you had a game plan into it, it didn't work. Get rid of it this next time. He's way too damn good at the champ. They're willing to first pick it. We'll see if DK Crew decides to change up their strategy when it comes to the bans.
Yeah, so far nothing has changed. The Poppy, the Fiora is still off the board, but I agree with you. I think you absolutely have to go ahead and get rid of the Talia and not let Pretty get his hands on that. Clearly, Immortals aren't worried about giving something like the Pantheon and the Syndra over. But, you know, we'll see if that changes, if anything changes in the bans, as it just kind of goes through.
Yeah, IMT taking away the Wukong from DK Crew. I must say that's probably a good idea, given the synergy between those two champs, or I should say the champ and the crew itself. But at the moment, it's going to be Pretty, again, piloting that Talia, looking to push that win rate to 8-1. We'll see if the response is the same here from DK Crew.
I feel like this could be a mistake, but I guess we'll find out. DK Crew, you know, if they end up going for the same thing, you know, it'll be really interesting if they opt for the second time not to go into a free Zeri. But this time they do get the Cinderlock first. I believe that's a little different than the last time around, as I think they went for Pantheon the first time, and maybe they realized that that can be countered out by something like the Jarvan. They are actually going to instead now opt to go into the bot lane and take away the Aphelios, so they've added some scaling. They had it in the Ezreal, but I think this is a bit more reliable.
I like it. Also got to say, Jarvan's actually really good into both those champs. The Cataclysm, very high value into our immobile carries, but we will see if it's going to be that or an answer of the bot lane. If Arrow wants to grab something like a Jinx, Tom Kench here, that would be a pretty good option. Or we could see Arrow return to something that is a specialty of his. It's going to be the Caitlyn for Arrow. He was really fantastic at this champion in our summer of last year, where Kate Lux were very much in the meta. Arrow was one of the best Caitlyn players that we had, and he's actually not pairing it up with a Lux, but it is a Bard for Joey. That's a fun one, as IMT looking to fight with that Bard.
Yeah, what a pokey composition they've already built for themselves. So just saying, all right, you go ahead and get the Aphelios, and we're never going to let you get to 200 years because we'll keep you under the gun constantly. I want to see what DK Crew answer with. And this, man, every time there's a Bard in game, I'm ready for a good time, because shenanigans will happen.
Clyde's got to take the fight now, or else it gets banned away. And that will be the call to try and counter this Bard. So bot lane could be high octane, as DK Crew, they do actually take away the Jarvan. So I'm wondering if this actually prompts a Pantheon ban coming out of IMT.
Yeah, it does, absolutely. Yeah. I think they know this is probably going to get traded back and forth, so the jungle's going to be a little different this time around.
Gwen?
Wukong's already off the board.
Yeah.
Vi's already off the board. Yeah, Gwen was the pick for Vital last time, if they want to give that away. I don't think it was necessarily the problem. It just did snowball when it got some help from Chad and Joey roams, which will certainly happen this game.
It's Gwen. You always become a problem in the later stages of the game,
Eventually.
Pyra.
Yeah.
Yeah. Will not be the
ban.
call here. Trundle's taken away. Maybe we see a blind Sejuani. We can give Shorter Ace a counter. Could be a tank jungle coming out of Shorter Ace. Also, one of the better junglers up, Viego. Trundle was a good matchup into that, so maybe Chad takes that away. We'll see what Shorter Ace is setting up for. I'm expecting to see a jungler on 4 with hybrids getting counterpick on 5. But we'll see if that's the case. Malphite actually fanned out.
I think this could prompt the Viego. This does kind of set up for like just a full pick in terms of the DK crew right now, and they are going to go for it. So I want to see what the answer is for Chad as they ban that Malphite away instead. What the answer is here.
Could be Gnar for Vital. Malphite has an okay matchup in the mid levels, like in the mid game, around level 9. We could also see maybe a Jax blind for the side of Vital if you're taking away a Malphite. Could be another option. But that is a curious one as Chad going to be Lee Sin. Jarvan worked out in game 1. Chad returning to comfort, knows this matchup damn well against the Viego. And it will be his Lee Sin.
Yeah, going to be kicking it old school this time around. So we'll see what Immortals round out with. Looking for Vital. Yeah, I've been waiting on that one. Top lane's coming back at the end here, and the Gwen left up. It does make sense, but it may not be the choice. No, they're just playing with us now. Okay, Joey, you've had your fun.
I mean, Joey's just starting to have fun because he's on the Bard. He's on the Bard coming up here. So only fun times for Joey. Gnar going to be locked in. We'll see if Hybrids ends up going for that Gwen or if it's going to be something different. It's Gwen. Gnar versus Gwen, I must say, in the LCK, that is very Gnar favored. But we will see in NA, as sometimes if you're playing Gwen in the dive comps, can be countered. And, it's actually going to be a Sejuani for Hybrids. I like this. So this does give Shorter Ace a lane to play towards. They can really look to attack Gnar, stack up that Permafrost passive very quickly, and try and take Gnar out. So I'm really hoping that for the side of DK Crew, they can utilize the power of that Sejuani early because, yeah, you can be this really nice tank that has engage and peel in the later stages of the game, but also you can get your jungler really far ahead if you play toward or through that lane early. So curious to see where Shorter Ace starts. I think he has some options of where to go.
For sure. I think, as we said last time around, we want to see where Shorter Ace goes on the map, what he does early game. The Viego's a champion that always has pop-off potential, but facing off against a pretty mobile mid-jungle duo, a very hard to deal with 2v2. I kind of feel like that's the play you want to make, right? Because it's not the tankiest. You have an enchanter support in the form of the Bard. You have a lot of good escapes, and you have a lot of range, but if you can get that flank down, I think that's definitely going to be a big opening opportunity here for DK Crew. But they're backed against the wall. They've got to get a win here, or they go home out of PG on day 1.
It is a tough ask for our amateur teams and for DK Crew. Come together as a bunch of collegiate players, friends that have history as well. They've put up a hell of a run, and it'd be cool to see them give IMT a hell of a game, try and take one off them, and extend the series to 3. We'll see if they're up to the task coming up next.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing if they can take it as we're going to be loading up onto the Rift here. DK Crew, I love that this team is not afraid to tangle with anybody, really. And they've definitely forced Immortals Progressive Academy to embrace the chaos, as it were, here, Cubby.
How can you be scared if you have DK's namesake in your team name here, Pyra? Impossible to be scared.
That is a very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to defeat fear. You have
no fear.
You can't fear. You can't be afraid. You have to go head to head, toe to toe. Early on. No early invades this time around, by the way. The shenanigans have ceased for the time being.
Really curious to see where each of our junglers starts. I think for Chad, it's kind of a no-brainer to work your way towards the bot lane where you do have that Bard Caitlyn that is able to get a lot of shove early. And you can try and pressure the Zephelios. But I think Shorter Ace has some options. It is reasonable to try and match. But also, I really like going towards top and attacking this Sejuani lanes. I think that, with the Ignite, with the Permafrost, you can really help set the enemy top laner behind, and get your jungler ahead. Very important on Viego, as Viego, if he's able to get those resets, we've seen Viego take over many, many games.
After shorter ace, which will be on him to try and make that happen. Of course, Chad, with so many jungle bans, just go straight back onto the Lee Sin's Jungler 101, right? But this bottom lane, this is what I want to watch, because Arrow and Joey should be able to just harass the heck out of Evan and Clyde if they are left to their own devices.
If we get our observers to drop down the scoreboard real quick, dodge out on the scoreboard, get the CS. Oh, look at that. EE always has our backs. Thanks so much to our production team, making us all look good here. As we're going to make our players look good. They aren't missing CS in these early waves. They got it going.
Oh, yeah. This is definitely a quieter start, but only by default, right? Like, we already had, like, first blood at this point. It was crazy. Flashes burn left and right. Not quite first blood, but you know what I mean. As whenever there's a Bard in-game, I'm always really excited to see how the lane goes, but keep in mind that Clyde nabs that pike, too. Like, this kind of almost instantly changes the math, right? Like you've got the Hail of Blades, you just got so much damage potential.
And usually, I mean, you take Caitlyn in this lane matchup to get push early, but that first wave, the level 1, you really got to respect Pike. So that Bone Skewer connects, you are losing half your health, you're going to get ignited on the Joey that could hurt. So a lot of respect being shown by Arrow and Joey, but now that they have level 2, she'll be able to try and contest that wave a little bit more on the bot side.
Oh yeah, Chad already coming in. Level 3 gank, Savage, a little low on mana. I'm gonna have to walk this one out as he gets hit onto the work ground and dodge, dive, dip, and first blood. Already, Shorter Ace gonna try to get some revenge back and get those double buffs reset. Play the Rune King, not enough going forward as he claims the life of Lee Sin, but he tags his way back in and takes down Pretty. It's 2 kills. Everybody goes down in the mid lane.
That's what we wanted to see early, man. Both these teams swinging at each other, throwing haymakers as the mid-jungle duos, they meet. They give their lives for the cause, for the scoreboard. And I gotta say, it's gold now in the pockets of Pretty's Talia and also Shorter Ace's Viego. So really gotta keep our eyes on both these players to see what they can do with the lead they've now been granted.
Yeah, this is big, right? Because both people just got a big gold infusion on either side. Chad is coming right back to the scene of the crime. I think we're in for round 2. Deja vu here as he steps up and knocks him right into the combination. What a brilliant play from Pretty as Savage falls down and Shorter Ace is just a smidge too late to get anything going.
Wow, that's taking a rinse and repeat gank to a whole nother level here, Pyra. As both players said, I'm in. Chad able to get there first. As he went down first, able to get into the gray screen a bit faster, got out a bit faster, and now Chad on the map a bit faster. He's going to take both crabs off that. So IMT, great recovery from them.
I don't know which replay this is. It could have been either one.
Second one.
The first one. I think it's the first one.
Oh, no, it is first. Okay.
Yeah,
You're right. It could have been either one.
Yeah. This was really nice, by the way. The flash, the ward hop, and then just like focusing out dodging. Like so much skill shots just on the edge here. And Shorter Ace, it was nice for him to get the kill off the back of it. He does have to stretch for it. And then Pretty's just like, wait a minute. Does whiff on one of those hits, but mutually assured destruction.
Yeah, the rocks making sure that Shorter Ace got stunned up as he took down Pretty. Just had to take a moment to get all of his all the sights in while Pretty was going to go down. Meanwhile, Sejuani, love this.
Yeah, Vital trying to walk it out here, but he's stuck back, and Minina already burned his flash, and that Spectral Maw just inches away from hitting. Vital walks it out just barely.
I do like that, though. That's flash and TP. Each down on the Gnar. You can revisit that lane rather easily. Again, I think Viego able to stack up the Permafrost passive so quickly, given the fact that he has multiple autos off both his Q and W. Hopefully they can take down Gnar again. His DK crew not going down without a fight. Showing a lot of early prowess. Clyde helping Savage make sure this mid wave is going to get in.
Showing a lot of heart here. This is their number 10 seed from the amateur scene. Eking into the Proving Grounds tournament and trying to make a name for themselves. Well, that name is DK Crew. See if they can do some more work, some more damage here.
Joey.
Press the 6-minute mark. Joey stops, scatter the weed, tries to take the magical journey, and he does, but he's followed. Even with the meat slaps, he is going nowhere as Clyde cuts off the blast cone. And that,
oh no.
Nicely done. Oh, Chat's here. There's the channel, the hook, over, delivered into Shorter Ace. And they have a root down from Evan RL, but it doesn't really really matter. He flashes to safety pretty, trying to get there in time. And what a close call that turned out to be.
Man, just throwing haymakers early here, Pyra, as I think Joey is maybe fishing to try and stop the base of Savage, but Savage ends up catching him out. And that's really important as, again, more kills, more gold going over to DK Crew. Will not be able to find any objectives off of it, but look at this Viego, still sitting at 2-1. If he's able to hit his item spikes early, Pyra, when Viego gets resets, that could be game-breaking here for the side of IMT. I really think that's the best or easiest path to victory for DK Crew. And I want to see if Shorter Ace can, pick the right lanes to go attack and keep trying to funnel himself ahead as Hybrids. Found Chad.
Okay, gonna force him to safeguard back onto his ward. Chad getting spotted again, just very active in this mid lane, and it does make sense. You've got Pretty on a champion that he always is known for popping off on. He's already got 2 kills on the board, and Savage has been held at bay by comparison this game because of the focus in lane. Look at just the difference in the kills, where it's fallen. It's gonna be on Shorter Ace to make the golden fusion he has count as his flash comes off cooldown, heading up towards topside.
Just have camps to take and also Herald spawning here in 15 seconds. I really want to see DK Crew try and make a play for this Herald. If you rotate Pyke up here, especially if Clyde does have access to level 6, that is one way that DK Crew could look to really smash the fight. Pyke resets and the Viego resets could be very difficult for IMT to deal with, as Clyde is spotted roaming north. See if Joey does match at the moment. Looks like they want to get Evan RL, and Evan...
Yeah, he was pushed greeting just a little bit, but he does manage to walk away. Erlen Joey can respect the fact that the return roam could always happen. It does actually bring Clyde halfway back down, and DK Crew are going to go toe-to-toe on this Herald, but it's a number mismatch until Savage arrives. Hybrid's taking a little bit of damage as he gets crunched on by the Gnar and knocked back in. There's the damage for real there, but here comes Clyde. Even the odds, Shorter Ace, that's one, looking for the reset, and Herald stays aggroed. Pretty and Joey getting zoned, but Clyde taking a lot of damage here. Hit and taken down by Chad. All of a sudden, turnabout's fair play. The smite, it goes the way of Chad.
Shorter Ace didn't have smite, so Chad walks in, takes it now.
They're going for more. They actually get to claim his life and getting the reset off on this one. Pretty, though, looking for an extra kill as he takes the magical journey, follow through, cutting off Savage there. The shutdown. Savage back on the board, baby, as he's got himself a blue buff to boot.
Oh, the W goes wide, but again, DK Crew, this Viego, getting the resets, getting Pyke here early. This was a winning formula, a winning play for DK Crew. And IMT don't respect the early power of the Sejuani and the Viego. They get punished, and it's not done.
Yeah, now Arrow's the one who's overstepping his bounds, already flashes, and even uses the 90 caliber net to get away, but the heal comes through, as well as Evan RL moving forward. Moonlight Vigil just goes wide. Arrow manages to outplay, but everybody's stepping a little too far forward. I think they're overeager, Cubby.
Tried to guess the dodge. Wasn't able to get it for Evan RL, but still. This is a big play, and again, we're going to take a second look. Hybrids, everything is burned onto this tank Sejuani, and really big from Hybrids there. That Q cancel into Vital actually made sure the Mega Gnar was never able to get off. He transformed into Mini. Hybrids was able to walk out, and then Shorter Ace was able to get resets. The one big bummer, he didn't have any smite. So Chad able to actually get this Rift Herald. IMT get the objective, but a lot of gold goes over to DK Crew. And Shorter Ace on the Viego, we called him out as the person that got the 2 kills off that first mid gank. He really cashed it in this fight. Played very, very nicely on this Viego.
Yeah, and I think if there is going to be a big win condition at the moment, based on the game state, this Viego definitely has to be a serious contender. Yeah, Shorter Ace doesn't manage to get Joey. Doesn't matter. He's on the board. He's got himself a Blade of the Ruin King, thematically appropriate for the Viego, and we're right back to business right now, Cubby. It's 10 minutes. It's 10 kills. We thought this was going to be a slow game. Absolutely not.
Curious to see what Shorter Ace goes for next. I like Bork on Viego. You're very good in the 1v1s, but I will say in the team fights, you are going to be weaker compared to Chad, who does have that Gourd Drinker to match. So, looks at the moment like Chad looking for an angle to drop Shelly on this bot turret that already has 2 plates milked by the Caitlyn. As map state, pretty good for IMT.
Yeah, they got those teleports. Hybrid still doesn't quite have his off cooldown. Neither is Ignite as well, so he'll need to buy a little bit more time here as the ward's just covering the openers. Clyde gets spotted on one of the blue trinkets as he's able to take it out. The Dragon is live here. It would be a very late first Dragon. It's been really all about the Heralds, all about the plays. Dive incoming, it looks like, as the Herald gets popped down by Chad, but DK Crew not going to take this standing. And I think IMT realized this is not going to be the easiest thing to chew through, so they're just going to let the charge go through and get those plays.
Yeah, DK Crew did match the rotation. Everything was spotted by both teams thanks to the crab and a nice ward from Joey over the wall there. So it will be DK Crew preventing first brick from falling, but it's still a positive play for IMT as Clyde.
I think goes the back there. Doesn't quite find what he was looking for. Open for that hopeful bone skewer. Meanwhile, up top, it looked like Vital's flash got burned. And
oh, good
all
call.
of a sudden, the priority there is for DK Crew to start off on this Dragon.
Good call. I will say Double Nine and Sejuani is very strong. She packs a lot of damage in her kit, especially with Ignite. There is all-in potential. Looks like a Hybrids was maybe able to sneak that summoner spell out from Vital. That said, play from IMT in the bot side. They do get the Herald Crash, but they use their tools to make that happen. So they will reset, and on that reset, DK Crew gets the Dragon for themselves.
Nicely done. That is the Ocean taken. If it does go to Soul, it's going to be a pretty late one this game, as that was about 11.5 minutes. But IMT still in the lead at the moment. Gold lead, not massive, but they have it.
It is worth noting that, you know, Dragons on this patch, we are on 12-14. Dragons were buffed up about 50% in strength, and an early Ocean Dragon actually matters a bit for lane phase, as I believe you get 3% health regen like every 5 seconds in terms of health and mana back. That's bumped up from 2%. That is enough where it's going to make a small difference in these lane phases for DK Crew. Maybe it helps top off the Sejuani. Maybe it helps top off the Aphelios, as IMT did draft lane dominant champions. So hopefully DK Crew can use that and try and run with it.
All right, Chad looking for some counter jungling here, and with Pretty up, the numbers are going to be in favor of IMT Academy. They can't actually quite get this, as they might go for a dive instead. Hybrids finding Vital, Narbar nearly up, and Urias knows he's got to do something about this. They want to try and defend. Meganar incoming soon. I don't think they're going to go for the play, though. There's really nothing else to take. So off the resets, yeah, this is still pretty good for DK Crew. That regen, the extra from the Ocean this time around, does mean you get a little bit more to work with, and playing it even.
Yeah, 3% of your missing health every 5 seconds, so not health regen, but it's not bad. It does help. Make sure you're staying topped off. That's it for IMT. Still have the Talia about to hit 11. Talia, once you get that level 9, you can cycle out your Qs to get the boulder slow and also create the workaround, throw all the rocks again. It's a really big spike for Talia. And Pretty, I mean, we saw what Pretty can do on this champ in the last game. If you haven't been watching Academy all year and you didn't know about Pretty's Talia, yeah, that's it. And it's been a beast for this entire split. IMC might be playing in the round of 4 for the do-or-die best of 3s, but Pretty's Talia has been nothing but spectacular throughout this Academy season.
Well, he's allowed to get it here. DK Crew have given it over to him 2 out of 2 games, and they may get punished for it. Last time they certainly did. Pike gets shoved. That's a lot of damage Pretty's dealing, and Threaded Volley's nearly... He bites and doesn't end up using any of his summers, though, so he does hold on. But, oh boy, very, very close call there. Savage can try and cover. Here comes Chad wrapping around. Going to be joined by Vital, as they will start on to this Herald number 2.
And you can see Pretty with those threaded volleys again. Your Q cooldown gets so low that you are able to rotate out, the threaded volley into the Q on the workaround, which now throws that single boulder that slows. That helps you connect with the next threaded volley as well. So that combo, that's all that Immortals needed to force Clyde out and make sure that second Rift Herald was theirs.
Yeah, little things. You don't even need to get the kill. You just need to force them back so they get themselves another crucial neutral objective. The gold lead's extended about 2,000 at this point, but they'll be looking for more. The only thing DK Crew really have going for them is that Drake stack, but it is late. So going to be another 1.5 minutes before the cloud spawns on the Rift, and I think Immortals Academy are feeling themselves as far as these fights go. You talked about Chad having a little bit more value in the straight-up 5v5, and yeah, Shorter Race would love to catch somebody before that happens.
So this looks like Shorter Race is going for a Chem Tank or a Frostfire Gauntlet tank item with the Borg, as,
Oh no, Clyde just full on gets on there into the Tempered Fade. Joey from downtown, they flash, look for more scatter the week, and down goes Clyde. Dad looking to cut them off, and it's a heartbreaker as Shorter Ace is forced to use his ultimate backwards.
love the setup from IMT with the magical journey, the tempered fate from Bard, the Weaver's Wall. I mean, it allows for them to play so quickly on the map, and just like that, IMT strikes, they get a kill, they take flashes away from DK Crew, and I really like how IMT is playing this a lot more controlled than the last game, Pyra. I think that when DK Crew started throwing haymakers, they did catch IMT off guard a little bit with their teamfight setups, slowing down the game for Immortals. They're doing a really nice job setting up their lanes and making sure that when they are able to attack DK Crew, it's on their terms.
Absolutely. And not only that, I think that was a full-on blind guess from Pretty, but it manages to pay off at the end of the day. And Immortals, controlling, keeping themselves going in this game and not letting DK Crew unleash that chaos. Dragon, they do have prio, but this would have to be a fight. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, okay, he does have information that somebody's there.
I mean, has the control ward, has the sweep, able to get him over the wall. And look at how quick they can play. I will say, Joey, not doing arrow any solids there. All got canceled by the Tempered Fate. But at least on the side of Immortals, they were still able to get something. As now, we're going to have to see the Dragon set up, as it is DK Crew just taking it for themselves. They did rotate Hybrids down early. That got them wave control. They kept Vital top, so it will be a trade. Yeah, that's going to be that handshake on the Herald, getting themselves that. Infernal Rift is coming up. Things are definitely getting hot in here. As Immortals don't get punished on their positioning. Trying to drop the Shelly down, and Vital, free hitting up top, should be able to secure tower number 2. So almost all the outers pretty much at this point gone in favor, and oh no, on the back, Tempered Fate can land, and oh dear! Oh man.
Clyde! Everything, excuse me, that was savage on that one, and he tries to get the power unleashed, but can't take out Pretty. You can't back on a ward, my friend.
And this comp from Immortals, their ability to find picks, Joey, I mean, lands one ultimate, and then what comes down? It's a seismic shove from Talia. It's the traps from Caitlyn. It's the Bard follow-up as well on the Q. There's no opportunity for Savage to move. He doesn't have flash. Immortals punish immediately. They find more ways to snowball this game forward.
Yeah, just finding pick after pick. That's the second time we've seen that combination work out so well. DK Crew following behind will need to find some answers, trying to set up a death brush, and really good pull, and they find Chad, but the Heartbreak doesn't land as Chad flashes away to safety. Oh, nice try.
Yeah, nice setup from DK Crew, but a good flash from Chad keeps him safe. Doesn't have any camps to hit, so can't get his health back that way. And Clyde trying to push, trying to hunt. Always delayed Chad's base a little bit. But while all this is going on, Pyra, Vital's just destroying the top side. And Vital on this Gnar is getting very far ahead this game. Gnar did see a couple nerfs on this patch, but it was mostly to his laning, taking down some of his base stats and base health regen. So you're the same champ in the later stages of the game if you are Gnar. And Vital is so far ahead in this matchup. We'll have to see if this rookie top laner can help Immortals take over this game against DK Crew.
It's starting to look like it right now. Impactful Gnar ultimates can always be a game changer in these 5v5s, and Vital's been using them a lot, just soloing onto hybrids, and he has gotten outplayed a handful of times, but now significantly ahead. Level up, massive amount of CS, about 50 in the bank. But here comes Shorter Ace, up from the top side, takes a blast cone through.
Oh, good luck.
Arbar not there, and immediately delivers him. The hop does go through, the boomerang gonna land. And they know that the rest of the cavalry is arriving. Clyde getting cut off. There's the Temper Fake and land onto the Viego, and Shorter Ace is having to dash away. As IMT, they've got their Gnar covered.
Pretty takes mid while DK Crew attempts that play, and again, slowing the game down here for IMT has allowed them to get so many advantages. As slowly they've opened up this 4K plus gold lead, sitting at 4.5K, just took the red buff away from Shorter Ace, and they're really fishing for Vital. And Hybrids, he doesn't want to lead with his ult, because if he does, Vital will flash it. And then even if it hits, they can't stack up the double permafrost, but now they're going to bring even more members. Vital.
Big investment here. I mean, Pretty maybe free pushing bot. Vital is just going to be able to get away. Didn't even have to use his flash this time. So just use the Gnar as bait, or letting the Gnar be bait.
It's working out well as IMT. I mean, they're just winning other sides of the map, and Vital, good look from him. As, Pretty, good catch.
He does get caught here. That's nice. Do they have enough damage? And Pretty preemptively flashes away. Blue buff should go to Savage. It does.
Savage press with the blue buff, trying to take out these waves. I do like the respectful flash from Pretty. think that was necessary, and just takes away a window that DK Crew could find to get back in the game. As at the moment, DK Crew stuck on their side of the map. And as we are getting closer to Dragon spawning, and closer to Baron being on the table for IMT, this mid control they have over the bot side jungle is very difficult for DK Crew to deal with.
Yeah, at the moment, the setup is going to be brutal to get through, and if they can manage to blow through it or find a pick, find a timing window, it gets them soul point. It's a big prize. It's a way back into this game, especially on the Infernal Soul, but you've got to be oh so careful. You can see IMT waiting in the wings, looking for an opening right now. Go to race, hopping down the Harrowed Path. They look to find a little bit of damage. Magical Journey, the reposition. Nice double stun on the Scatter of the Weak, but it doesn't mean too much. It's pretty. Does get caught into the ultimate. And he buys a bit of time for himself on the stopwatch. They will be able to hard break him down to 0 hybrids, and the Arc gets off the teleport. Cannot be canceled. And Vital getting stunned before he can go Mega. And he's forced to flash back and away. That's the pick that DK Crew needed, but will it be enough? Hybrids already chunked down. As the Narc Q does go a little bit wide, this is going to force the reset in the 4v4. Pretty 25 seconds away, but the Dragon is on the Rift.
Burning Pretty's flash early, that last play around blue buff, it pays off. It's a great pick from DK Crew. And they punished the one Thunderspell came down, and now they want to push.
Yeah, they're going to look for more here. They do find Arrow and Vital Limit. No, it's going to be the Tempered Fate on 2 members. Shoulder Race looking for the finisher. Doesn't quite have it. They're dancing around the edge of the health bars. Diving down. Evan takes down Vital. Clyde looking for more.
Oh.
And it's going to be the turn. Joey finds the kill onto him, and I think that's the moment DK Crew going to cut their losses, but Chad's up at full health.
Dragon still on the table. Again, Dragon, they did increase the health that these objectives have this patch to try and encourage some more fights around it. I don't think IMT have the firepower to go for it. We'll see if Chad wants to go for a steal.
He might try for it right now, but they have to know this is going to be coming sooner or later. The Scatter of the Weak is going to get dodged away. That's going to be the takedown, and Pretty is wrapping around, looking for the play after the fact. This is soul point right now, but DK Crew need to get out with it. Weaver's Wall, keep your eye on it.
He's got ult.
Here it goes. Cut him off, but they get the ultimate. They turn immediately on to the wall builder. And Shoulder Race takes down Pretty. What a hell of a prediction.
Oh, DK Crew, they get the Dragon, they get the kills. They cut that gold deficit down to 2K as the objective setup from DK Crew and how they played around the Summoner Spells being down was really good in the last few minutes. Pretty doesn't have flash. That's really where DK Crew put all their tools. They were able to punish him twice.
How about that for a banana slam? Pretty didn't know what hit him off the back of that. 24 minutes into this game, all of a sudden we got a real interesting one, Cubby. There is still a gold lead for IMT, but it is not nearly as healthy as it was before. And now, Soul Point, 4 minutes. That's the timer.
Yeah, that's the big one for me too, because this comp from DK Crew, you know, as game goes on, it can play. If they get resets, it's big. IMT, if they give away Soul, and you're, staring down a Syndra with Infernal Soul, and a Felios with Infernal Soul, a Viego with resets, that could be a problem. So I want to see if IMT is able to, get over some of the mid-game jitters that we saw from them in our Academy regular season. It feels like that was a real slip-up with Pretty just stepping too far forward. We see it again. Pretty was fishing. Oh, it was a bone skewer from Clyde across the wall. Pretty steps into range. He gets popped. And then DK Crew, I like the reset they had. They were able to focus down Vital, force him out, but then once IMT showed in that bot embankment brush again, tried to cross in the river, they were able to reset, regather, and punish IMT. As right here, once Arrow shows, that's when DK Crew decides they want to turn.
Yeah, that was brilliant. I love the back as well because they knew they had the teleport to fall back on hybrid so you can get back into the picture. And
yeah, look at the pinch.
They just chase. This is great. This is fantastic. They rather than risk the crazy fight, they immediately get the jump on hybrids. It's doing so much work on the Sejuani, and even though the Tempered Fate stops them for a few seconds, they know they can get a little more even under tower. Maybe a little too aggressive. Clive should have probably turned at this point, but hey, it is what it is.
Hey, you know what? A pike kill counts as 2, so it's fine.
It's true.
They still trade it up.
It's an old proverb, Yeah. Pike in the hand is worth 2 in the brush.
Yeah, I'm not too good with economics, but I feel like a 2 for 1's good.
Line go up. That's all I know.
Yeah, stonks
this
are going
type,
up.
It's Stonks and Dragon for DK Crew.
And this game is go down.
Reset.
Like Vital, he's the one that can really take over in the side lane. We haven't really seen that yet, Pyra.
No, that's the big thing, right? Like you were talking about how later in the game the Gnar is going to be pretty big, but he hasn't been able to freely push because DK Crew have been forcing around the map. This is something that we've seen even in their losses. They've been very good at doing is they can force other teams to match their tempo, to match their pace, and play the game on their terms, which is something incredible for a team in the amateur scene. I do want to once again highlight this is our 10th seed. This is the last team to qualify for this event, and they are giving Immortals Academy hell right now.
Looking to continue as Vital is mega. That will be enough to scare Clyde away, but we are 90 seconds away from what could be Soul for DK Crew. And Vital's now mini. He's caught.
Yeah, trying to dance around. Clyde gonna get the cut off around the side, and they should be able to get him down. How much is the answer be? Joey, what the heck happened up top Riverside? It looks like Evan RL was gonna be the one taking a little low, as they will find an ace in the hole, but Vital just buying time. He is absolutely a dead man at this point. And it is going to be Clyde that claims the kill, but Chad, what happened across the map?
Savage, it looks like he burned his TP in and just got one shot. So he goes down. That's going to be a tower for Pretty, and IMT are actually going to get two. So all the time that Vital bought, it was for something as IMT gets some gold back in their pockets.
Yeah, they do. They get that one up top. They had one in the middle, and not a lot the DK Crew can do to answer that as they will look to reset on this Dragon. The timing a little tragic as it's still 40 seconds away.
And the big thing, too, is that Savage burned TP to go in. So that TP's down. He's going to be late to the Dragon, but we're going to take a second look. Joey was rotating down to help out Vital. He ends up getting a little bit caught. Actually is able to buy time for Arrow to stall. But then on the top side, yeah, it looks like Savage was trying to TP into the mid lane, was able to land it, and then Chad was coming around, so he wraps around, kicking the trap. That's what ended up pushing the Syndra down. And now we return. Oh, also ready.
The Tempered Fate is going to land onto Hybrids. Short Race managing to eke away from it here, but the inside track is gained by IMT. The resets here. They had to bring the Syndra in because, as you mentioned, there was no teleport available. Did you get the stun off on the 22nd time? They are going to be able to force out that cleanse. However, Hybrids taken low in this one. Vital about to go Meganar here. They've taken out the Sejuani. It becomes a 5v4. Let's see how low the numbers can go. As Savage just staying alive for a little bit. Does go golden, buys a little bit more time for the team, but the rest of the health bar starting to fall. Evan Arnold trying to be the hero. Clyde gets dropped, and it is everybody against Evan right now. Pretty with the cutoff, the flash to follow through, looking for more. The Cephalio's trying to buy as much time as he can, just moving, dipping, diving, dodging around every single shot, and he's still alive in this one. The team just trying to take him down. Evan does get beamed by that boomerang. However, the Moonlight Vigil coming through, not going to be able to find enough damage. He looks for more on the outplay. There's the ace, buys the time, but at the end of the day, it's going to be the Dragon kill for IMT Academy.
And some of the teamfight setups for DK Crew have been great. That one was not, as it was a big play from Vital on the back half. He split the Sejuani from the rest of the team with Pretty, and that's really what allowed IMT to push so aggressively in that fight and wipe DK Crew.
Now let's take a look at the setup again. We came right out of replay into this. You see the split comes through, and they find Hybrids. Already separated. Pretty smells blood here. And he gets caught a couple of times. But the cleanse comes in clutch.
This is the big part, is that they try to engage on a Pretty, but again, that cleanse so clutch, and then watch how Vital splits this. That hop, it forces Hybrids away from the entire team, then he flashes on the Savage, takes him out. As we return to live, Hybrids went golden in the middle of a wall, gets shoved to the other side.
Yeah, a little bit of physics happening right there as some shenanigans happen around the Baron pit. You could see DK Crew, I don't know if they were the ones that started that, but they certainly intended to finish something, as there will be 4 more minutes until the next attempt to take the Soul will come up, checking in with everybody. You see the 5 stack down the mid lane. They'd love to knock this tower down. It's been the bane of their existence. No towers taken by DK Crew this game, and I think that's about to change.
Will be 1 to fall. It is still a 5k gold deficit and a really tough ask for DK Crew to come back. Really has to be on a shorter race to find something to try and get those resets, but they went deep and now they're going to get pinched.
And Weaver's Wall does come in. However, it's Pretty the pinched himself as they whiff a lot on that as he goes golden, going back to the safety of his team. However, critical ult is burned on both sides, looking for the inset. Chad has managed to find one on the shorter race, taking him out of this one. Arrow getting the kill credit on that. Vital in the Meganar, just buying as much time, keeping everybody locked up. DK Crew are getting slammed into the ground And that will be 4 kills unanswered, straight into the Baron. Clyde even spotted by Pretty. This could be the ace.
They don't even want it. They just want the base. As
They're gonna end, yeah.
IMT,
This is it.
yeah, I don't think they can wrap it all up, but they can take an inhibitor or two. As IMT playing for the objectives, and Chad, that kick from him on the Lee Sin. Again, Chad, his 2 proving grounds that he's been in. It was a first with 100 Thieves Academy as a sub. It was a 4th last split with IMT. And his team might be on a slide, but Chad wants to help bring them back in this one. That kick is a good way to make sure they get into the double elimination part of our bracket.
I think they certainly will right here, right now. Last-ditch effort from Short Race and the rest of DK Crew. The Tempered Fate lands onto the mountain to get the 2-man Gnar against the Nexus and just pinball their way to victory to control the chaos. Welcome to the main stage of Immortals Academy.
Well done from Immortals. We came into the day saying that this is an opportunity for them to build up confidence. And I think the way that Vital and Chad played around the rest of the team, that's something that IMT can take and run with into the rest of the tournament, into the double elimination stage. It wasn't for free. DK Crew did give them a bit of a challenge, especially as their amateur squad that was the 10th seed. But IMT can take that 2-0 home, and hopefully they can build off of it and return to some of the play that we saw from them earlier in the season.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how their tournament goes from here on out. I do think they were the favorites coming into today, but you could not have predicted the way those 2 games went, and the scoreline does not reflect just how much of a fighting spirit DK Crew showed. I do want to give them a lot of credit for really forcing their own game plan upon Immortals, who had to bring it back, had to get the car in reverse, and get themselves back on the track. So really, really well played across the board, and even though they go out here, happy to see DK Crew play in Proving Grounds.
They deserve a lot of shout-outs, as I mean, they came in as the lowest-seeded team in the first OQ. Team of collegiate guys, they were able to band together and put together a hell of a performance. Again, had really tough groups in both of the CQs for PG. Didn't get out, but it gave the teams in there a challenge. And yeah, for that team, I mean, it's a lot of collegiate players. We'll see some compete again in collegiate. Some we might see retirement announcements later. I don't want to take that away from anyone, but I mean, there's some pretty storied players over on DK Crew if anyone's been a fan of collegiate. And the fact that, you know, still these guys are able to band together as a team and compete at this level against our academy squads, that's really impressive and something to be celebrated for them.
For sure. All right, with that one done and dusted, we're going to head to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Verizon post-game interview. I'm sitting down and talking with Arrow after that 2-0 victory. Congratulations. That's some great stuff coming out, especially since in the later half of Academy, things haven't been necessarily the greatest for Immortals. I would love to pick your brain a little bit as to what kind of happened in that second half of the round robin.
Second half round robin? You mean the, like, in our regular season, like second round, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's all about the consistency, I would say. We're not consistent about our macro or team fight, everything. Like, it's just like, if you think about I don't know, if you think of what you need to what do you need as a pro player or as a good team? Like, you need a team fight, you need a macro, you need a blah 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 lane phase, right? Or gank avoid, those stuff. And then we were lacking of it, each one like -1, -1, -1. So I would say it's like, yeah, we had a lot of work on it. We just had to.
Well, then, going now into Proving Grounds, that's definitely a great start getting a 2-0 in play-ins. How are you feeling about the rest of the competition, and what have you and the team done to make sure that you're ready and fix some of that consistency issues?
We are trying to our practice about like discipline, and even though you can limit the test, people say limited testing. You're trying to 1v9 or like just have fun in screen, but we're trying to be disciplined and yeah, to the macro, because you don't have that much of time and you don't want to just spend your time and then you're gonna regret if you just having fun. You know, this is only one chance. You're proving in the proving grounds.
Very well said. And then I want to go back to a tweet that you made about a month ago, because we were talking about it earlier, about your pickles and pizza food combination choice. I'm a fan. I think it's pretty okay, but I actually have a list of other weird food combinations, and I was hoping that you could rate them 1 to 10 for me.
Okay.
All right. So we'll start off with ones that are a bit more normal and then go to really weird. So first off, pineapple and pizza.
That's perfect. Yeah.
All right. Then chocolate and bacon.
Um. I think that's not that great as a health, but I don't even think that that's even great taste. Actually, no, I think that's possible when when you eat chocolate too much, it gets I don't know how to explain. It's not boring. It's just like, oh, you don't want to eat anymore because it's too sweet after that, something,
Yeah.
you know? But with the
Yeah.
bacon, maybe at that moment, you just grill the bacon and you eat with it, and then maybe it's a salty plus a sweetness. Sounds not bad. It can't be wrong, no? However, it's
It
saltiness,
balances it out.
sweetness, better for your health. Gotta be tasty good.
All right, another sweet and salty combination: French fries and ice cream.
Oh, I mean that's great. I love it.
All right, popcorn and ketchup.
Uh, no, I don't wanna give any point about that one. Nope.
I don't blame you. That one sounds pretty gross. All
Yeah.
right, pickles and peanut butter.
Nah. I think you need one more than just the peanut butter. I don't think pickle and peanut butter. Nah. Maybe with some I don't know. Maybe with some pizza. I think a pizza will make a combination really well. Pizza, peanut butter, pickle. Yeah, sounds not bad.
That is too far. That's too far. All right,
Yeah.
the last one. Since you love bringing up pizza, pizza and bananas.
Oh, it depends on my mood. Do I want to be, uh, do I want to be healthy? I go banana. Do I want to eat some delicious? I go pizza.
Just having a need a little bit healthier day, add a little bit of bananas to your pizza. That's a
Yeah.
little life hack out there for anyone now. Arrow, thank you so much for sitting down and talking with me. Best of luck going forward into the bracket, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, back over to the analyst desk now because there is